I get super involved in the art, and I really like whatever I'm feeling, I just put it into the paper. I'm not thinking about anyone else.
When I started making art, and it was like, this is something I can do that makes me feel good, and like it's kind of positive.
How long have you been using art as, or making?
Visual art, only the last like month and a half. And that's thanks to Grace. Yeah, she introduced me to like a lot of things.
Hal says he's been painting and collaging for just a couple of months. He had been writing poetry for longer. Now he marries all three art forms and has dozens, perhaps hundreds of pieces. He says he can't seem to stop creating.
I found you running through the moon forest, chasing spectral stars. I wrapped my eyes around your orbit. Never would I leave. You took my soul into yours.
I like being the light where people think there's no light. I like being the guy who's like, even if I'm sad, I'm gonna be that light who's like, what's up, man? Make sure others are okay. Breaking barriers in life, because there are none besides the ones you make up in your head.
Mostly I sing on my own, but like when I'm here, I plug my headphones in and I zone everybody else out. My dad, he usually like plays music, or like I say I was about 2 or 3 and we had a coffee table and I would stand on top of the coffee table and he would play the music and he'll sing and I'll just dance on top of the coffee table. But after that, life kind of split up.
Kiki says everything changed after her parents divorced.
We always had a house growing up. We got evicted from an apartment and we've been homeless for about, say, 4 years now. We've been in and out of shelters.
Kiki, her mother, stepfather, and 3 siblings were evicted from their home. They tried to stay with relatives and in motels until one day they had to start sleeping at the very park where she used to play as a child.
We ended up at McClatchy Park. We slept there for a couple of months on the stage in our tent. Either we had to leave from the stage and we slept. My mom, so she would clean the park bathroom and we would all crowd up in the park bathroom because it was the only place to get warm. It was horrible. We didn't have food. We would actually have to panhandle or stand at stores asking people for money or to ask for food. Most of them would say no. Then my mom would actually have to steal sometimes to get food. We actually slept back here too. We slept back there for a couple of months. Memories we had there, a lot of them. I have a few good memories and a few bad memories, and mostly the bad memories overtake the good ones.
I've been going through a lot in my life, and I've been homeless, but like from start of when I've been homeless with my mom, living with my mom on the streets, and it's crazy, it's hard, the struggle is very hard.
Mario says he has 2 moms. His adoptive mother is now in Atlanta. He had a home, his own room, but like most teenagers, he would get into arguments with her, and that started to drive a wedge, and ultimately drove him to sleep outside in tents and parks. His biological mom is homeless. He says he was reunited with her at 17 and wanted to make up for lost time, spending as much time as possible with her, even if that meant being homeless with her.
I enjoyed going on rides with her in the car, and I enjoyed her company.
The main thing about this population is that, these young people are hustling every single day, working really, really hard. They're not choosing to be homeless. Most people here are not homeless because of mistakes they've made or because of using drugs or substance abuse or things like that. People are homeless because the system's let them down. They've come from generations of poverty, and now they're forced with no resources to kind of pull themselves up by their bootstraps and doing the best they can.
The number of homeless youths in Sacramento, according to the last point-in-time count, was 242. But experts say that population is severely undercounted and critically underserved. They often don't qualify for programs that have minimum requirements for time spent homeless or disabilities they haven't been diagnosed with.
So we're finding that that youth population isn't eligible for a lot of the services that exist or might work for our older adult population.
It's an urgent problem to solve. Studies have shown that every additional day of waiting for housing reduces a young person's likelihood of staying housed by 2%. And the majority of homeless adults experienced homelessness for the first time before the age of 24.
What has been the hardest thing since you got out to California?
When I first got here, the housing programs weren't as like I had just recently gotten scammed with my roommates, so I didn't have a place there. I couldn't sleep. I was up all night some nights. And it's just, you get paranoid sometimes. You're in a new area, you don't know where you're at, you don't want to lay your head down. So sleep was terrible. I was out of it for days sometimes.
Sacramento is participating on a 100-day challenge to house 200 local youths within 100 days. They're just over the 90-day mark and have already housed more than 220 people. They've streamlined the process by connecting youths to agencies and agencies to each other.
It's sort of this idea, it's created by the Rapid Results Institute, to tackle complex social issues by setting, as they call it, an unreasonable goal in a short amount of time.
Wind Youth Services is a huge part of meeting the challenge. Wind helps about 2,500 people a year, 24 and under, who are or could experience homelessness. They can get counseling, meals, employment and education assistance, crisis management, case management, shelter access, and help in finding housing. Within the drop-in center at the Creation District, Grace helps youth discover and develop their artistic potential. Today is Mario's first day teaching a dance class. He's been preparing for weeks.
I love to, dance a lot. I don't know, it just works a way where you can move your body, your legs, and all that, and you can have fun with it. I don't know, it just works.
With the help of Wind, Mario is now in a 2-year transitional housing program, as is Hal and Kiki, who recently completed her studies to become a certified nurse assistant. She hopes to eventually become a midwife.
I love the place and I just keep coming back every day. Grace, I love her. It's just everything.
For Hal, Kiki, Mario, and many other youths, access to Wind services, to the Creation District, and to finding Grace was, just that.
It changed a lot for me, and I just fully decided to just focus on art and growth and stuff.
The word Hal picked to name himself, Halcyon, is often used to describe a time of happiness, success, and prosperity. Hal now works at the Creation District, and his artwork is currently being exhibited for sale at Old Soul Coffee on Broadway. Hal recently told me, "I've got an infinite amount of things to create. I'll need every canvas in the world."